and welcome to another video from Lotte Stamping Fun. My name is Lotte Noordzij. I'm an independent Stampin'Up demonstrator in the Netherlands, in the beautiful city of Rotterdam. It's time for another global monthly video hop, which is a collaboration between a couple of global international Stampin'Up demonstrators. We have some in the US, Australia, the UK, Scotland, Germany, France, and me in the Netherlands. The theme for this month, January, was love. So we were all making a nice project with this theme. I really liked the paper, the new paper, which is in the mini catalog that just started January 3rd. And this is the From Your Heart designer series paper. I have made a sample of 6 by 6 inches so you can see all the different patterns. It's lovely, and it has a couple of sheets that has a foil on it. The colors are Real Red, Flirty Flamingo, and Whisper White, so only 3 colors, which is makes this beautiful nice paper. And if you turn it around, as always, it's double-sided. And then you have these. There are some graphic patterns in it, some really nice arrows, hearts, lots of love in this paper. I'm going to combine this paper with the stamp set Tags. This stamp set was in the holiday catalog, but it has carried over to this new year, so it's still available. It has a matching dies with it. It's called a trio of tags, and I'm going to use the stamps and the tags to make my project. Of course, you would like to know what I'm going to make with the paper and with the stamp set and the dies. Well, I have lived in the United States for a couple of years, and every time when it was Valentine, the kids would and me would go to Target, and then we would buy a teeny tiny mailbox for them so they could put all their Valentine cards in there. So I thought I really like that, and now I'm back in the Netherlands. We are not able to buy those little boxes, so I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make one myself. And love and chocolate go very good together. So in this mailbox is a box of Ferrero Rocher. I will show you how to make this and how you can do the little flag on it. If the flag is up, there's something in your mailbox. If the flag is if the flag is up, then you show the mailman that there's something in your mailbox, so he can take it out and take it with him to the postal office and mail it out. When the flag is down, it means that the postman has been there and there might be mail or not. So in the mailbox, if I'm doing it up, it turns that it's that we have mail. So chocolate mail, Ferrero Rochers. It's pretty easy to make this box. I will show you and tell you all the measurements in inches, but I also have them in centimeters. All the measurements will also be on my blog, which will be down below in the comments, and also all the products that I used for this mailbox. So first I'm going to tell you what we need to make this, and I've put on sticky notes with all the measurements. So you can follow along. I'm going for, or I have this designer series paper. I'm going to use Whisper White as the base for my mailbox, and I will use the reverse of this paper for this little banner around the box. So first for the box. And the box is the box where the chocolates go in. I will it's not possible to do it this way, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay, so the box, you need a piece of paper of 7/5/8 by 6 1/4, and the 7/5/8 we need to score at 2 3/8 and the 6 1/4 at 1/4, and then on both sides. So that's what I'm going to do first. If you want to do it in centimeters, the paper measures 19,4 by 16.5, and the 19.4 you score at 6, and the 16.5 you score at 1. But I'm going to show you how to do the inch one. So this is the 7/5/8, as you can see. That's the 7/5/8, and you have to score it on both sides at 2 3/8. So 2 1 2 3/8. There we go. And you do that on both sides. 1 and 2 1 2 3/8. There we go. Then I turn it around and go to the 6 1/4 inch side, and I score these sides at 1/4. 1 and 2. There we go. Now we have the base for our box, and I need, first we're gonna make sure that all our scoring lines are very crisp. Just take them up. I'm using the Whisper White thick cardstock because the box needs to be sturdy, and also the how do you call it? The bow, the curvy thing needs to be very sturdy. So that's why I'm using thick cardstock. I need to snip these on an angle of 45 degrees about, so it won't be. Okay, that's one. The other one. And just snip it in, so if you glue it together it won't overlap. That's the main point of this. So if you make the U shape, then you won't have any overlap and thick corners like that. Now we're gonna make the sides, and for the sides we need a piece of paper which measures 2 7 1/8 by 4 inch, and we need it twice. So what you do is grab a piece of paper and make it 2 7/8 by 8 1/2. First thing you're going to do is take out your layering circles. Those are the dies that you can buy. It has a lot of dies in there, and it's all kinds of different shapes of circles and scallop circles. We're going to use the biggest one that has a diameter of 2 7 1/8, and our paper is also 2 7 1/8. So what we're going to do is we're going to line the circle up toward the top, and then make sure that we have a little bit of the sides out, and then stick it together. And now you can see, I hope, that there's a little bit of an edge, so I only will make this. Then I grab my magnetic platform and put my plate, my plastic plate, only halfway, and I put my die and my plastic plate also halfway. You see? And I do it so that the plate is lining up with where there's no paper. Then I run it like this through my Big Shot. So I put the second plate on top, and this one will not cut, only this part will cut. So I'll run it through the Big Shot. And I'm going to do that the same thing on the other side of the paper. I'll show you how I do this. So I'll run it through the Big Shot quickly. Oops. And now you see I only have cut off the top of the paper. And I have this perfect curved top. So I'll do that on the same side here. And when I have done that, I'll just cut them on length. I already have them ready. But then I take my paper, my trimmer, and I put the edge toward the 4-inch line, and then I cut it. And then I have the perfect sides I already prepared too. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna glue some designer series papers on the box, and that measures. I have 2 pieces of 1 1/4 by 6, and they are coming over here. And then I have 2 pieces of 1 1/4 by 2 7 1/8, and that's over here like that. So I'm gonna stick these onto the box. And it's always really nice to line it up with your grid paper, so you can eyeball where it's if you're going straight, yes or not. So I'm putting my paper like that, and I will use let me check, the second one, I guess, like that. And I let it a little bit overlap, like that. And then I turn it around, put it in the same spot, and put my designer series paper, my second piece, also at the second, on the second row. It should be there. It should be okay. So now they, oh, not sure. No, I don't think so. Didn't line up well. Oops. I think I had to do it here. Over here. Yeah. The glue is very forgiving, so that's nice. Okay. And then I can fold those excess sides inside, and then we'll glue them together with the rest of the sides. Okay, there you go. Then I'm gonna put some glue on the little sides. And here. And here. And then I'm gonna first I will glue this one. And then I take my sides and put them here, and the other one goes there on the other side. And make sure that you line up the edges really nicely. Okay, and then take your bone folder and press it down really hard. So there you go. That's one side. And then we're going to do the other one. So glue this. Sorry. And put some glue over here. And we're gonna stick that together as well. So all the sides, and make sure that it goes really nicely to the edges, because if you have a little bit of overlap, then your box won't slide into the box, into the mailbox. Oh. Also here, just press with your bone folder, nice and tight, and there you go. And here you have your box, in which fits the Ferrero. I'm gonna do it the other way because then it looks nice. As this circle is the biggest circle that is in the dies, I could only go as wide as this box, and it turned out that I could not do it this way, because if you do it that way, then it's a little bit too big, and the box will not be really nice. But there's also a nice side on this one, so you can put it in like that. It's not a problem. Next thing you're gonna do is put the other two designer series paper pieces on the sides. And they should fit, and they do. That's one. And then you'll put the other one. Make sure that the lines go the same way. And it's like there. Okay, and they line up perfectly like this. So now you have your box with your Ferrero ready. So it's the inside of your mailbox. You see, it's this one. You can also start decorating this one. I made it pretty simple. In the paper, in one of the designer papers, has these beautiful hearts with the foil, so they are in real red and in Flirty Flamingo, and they go with the matching punches. So if you look in the, I'll grab it. It's the new mini catalog. There, here you see the paper, and here's the stamp set with the matching punches. My punches didn't arrive yet, so I already had the paper, but I didn't have. I ordered the punch and the punches and the stamp set, but it hasn't arrived, so I just cut them by hand, which was also doable, but I won't recommend it. I'm gonna put the red one on top of here. With some dimensionals. So I'm sticking the heart. So it's pretty easy if you have the punches, because then you just line them up and punch it out. What I would recommend is, if you start punching, that you first cut the strip, so you can punch it out easily instead of punch in the paper. So just take the strips off. I'm gonna put that over here and take off all the little papers of the dimensionals and put this one here like it. Next I will decorate it with some of the little hearts that are in the Trio of Tags dies as well. So the Trio of Tags has one die that punches out 3 labels at one time, and it has 3 little accessories with it: snowflake, a pumpkin, and hearts. And they go really nice with the stamp set. So I'm using this stamp set with the dies. So I took the little heart die and punched some hearts, And as you can see, there are 3 different hearts if you punch. Sorry, if you run it through your die cut machine. It's just a solid heart. This is the lower one, and then this one it cuts 2 at a time. So this one goes in there like that. And oh, now I think I can do this as well. I'm gonna put some of the hearts on the bigger heart. First I'm gonna take the outside small one. Just, it's really nice that the glue has a sharp point to it, so you can just add some dots of glue and then put it up like, oops, like that. And then the smaller, we can take the smaller heart and put it with a dimensional, or maybe half a dimensional. Let me check. Yes, half a dimensional would work. Because a bigger one won't fit, I guess. So I'm gonna cut it in half. Oh. There we go. And then I'll add the little heart on top of that one, like this. So now I've made the decoration for the front of my box, and now we're gonna make the mailbox. For the mailbox, you will need the following. Oops. You need, for the cover, a piece of 238 by 758 and a piece of DSP 558 by 10.5. It will be a little bit bigger, but because if you when you're turning it, then the DSP will, like this, will go exactly where it needs to go. Then we need the bottom for the mailbox, and the bottom measures 278 by 578 of 7.4 by 14.9 centimeters. You'll take the thick piece of Whisper White cardstock. Also, this is also the thicker one, and I'm going to score it at 1/4 of an inch on both sides, like this. And I take my designer series paper and I only score that on the long side at 1/4 of an inch. Okay, then we're gonna fold it. And we're gonna fold this. And then we're gonna glue the first DSP to this one. Yeah. And you have a little bit of room, about 1/8 of an inch, for the DSP. So there we go. Then you're gonna score this one, fold this one. And we'll just wait until we have made the cover on the bottom. So we're gonna glue the bottom glue the bottom on the edge. And it's good if you do it like that and press it really nicely and just press a little bit with your bone folder again. Like that. Okay. Then the other one needs to go on the other side. So I'm going to put some glue here. And put the bottom there. And make sure you don't fold it, but only bend it. And make sure that you hold the edges close to each other like that, and then with your bone folder just make sure that it's gonna stick really well like this. And then you can fold the designer paper around and only put some glue on the bottom so that the designer paper will give way. There you go. What you can do is you can lay it flat. Oh, this is really sticky glue. Sorry guys. Okay, again, like this. And then come flat, if possible. There you go. Okay. It's a bit of a hassle, but it will work. Oh, the glue didn't stick. Now it does. And there you go. So now you have the cover of your box. So take your Ferrero and take your little box. This is the box that we just made. And just stick it in like that. And your mailbox is ready. The only thing we need to do now is to put the flag on top. So I will do that now. Okay, we need the little cover of the cover, and for the flag you will need a piece of 3/4 by 5 inches, and you'll take your the detail trio punch, which has a corner rounder on it, so you can put your paper in there, make sure that it's right in the corner, punch, and the other way, make sure that it's right in the corner, and punch, and then you have a really nice round edge. For the so that is the flagpole. What I'm gonna do is I'm grabbing my take your pick that has the pointy part on it, and I will punch a small hole here. And it's in there. And then I'm gonna take one of the metallic brads that we have. And I think for this one, I think the silver ones are really nice with it. And I'm taking there are a couple of sizes in there. As you can see, big, small, and there's also with, can you see that? It has like a button. So I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna take the silver, the bigger silver one, and I'm putting it through the little hole here and the little hole there. And then all the way through, and make sure that it's really nice and sturdy over there. So now I have this one ready. Only thing missing now is the little flag. For this one I used the stamp Be My Valentine, or Be Mine Valentine, and the trio of tags. I'm going to show you how I'm using those, because I really like this die, and I think everybody should have it. Okay, it's a die that has 3 labels on it. You punch them in one time. So if you punch it, you will have this, and 3 different labels. And what I prefer to do is oh, now they fell. What I prefer to do is if I have leftovers, I punch a lot of the little labels. So this is that label, this one, and you can use them always. They're really handy to have on hand. You can use them as a tag on a present, or just as a little tag on a project. Little labels, they're really great. So you punch them in one time, or that's really great. And you have 3 different sizes labels. Then if you want to stamp with the stamp is also one big stamp. So what I've did from the back of the designer series paper, there's always a little bit thicker cardstock. I ran this one through my cutting machine, and what I do, I just put it in my stamp apparatus. I line it up with the sides, then I grab my stamp and line my stamp up like that. I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so I'll take my stamp and line it up, and it has a little bit of a white edge, so you have to make sure that it's kind of in the middle of the outline. And I think I need to go a little bit more this way, like that. Okay, and then you drop your thingy, your plate, and next up is first I always try to I like to I'm gonna do a red one. I like to try it first on the paper if it's okay. So no, that doesn't seem right. Then you can just adjust it, and now it should be okay. Yeah, now it's nice in the middle. Then you grab your pre-punched tag and put it in, yeah, I don't know how you call that, in your in the middle of the already in your template. I was looking for the word. So I'm just putting it in the template, and then I grab my stamp apparatus and push it down, and then it's perfectly on my label. So I'm going to do that another time because I want 2 of these. So I'm grabbing my label that I already pre-punched, put it in the template like that, ink up my stamp, and I only need to ink up the part that is that I need, so the one that's above, and then I take off my label, and here it is, perfectly stamped. This will be the flag that will go on my box like that. Yeah, oh yeah, like that. But I also want to put a little bit of pink in there, so I think I might do this one, or maybe this one. I think I like the full heart better, so I'm just gonna do full hearts. Also, the little thing, the little embellishments that you have in this set with the hearts and the snowflakes and the little pumpkins, they're really good to do from some scraps that you have left, and that you pre-cut them and that you have them by on hand. I make a lot of baby albums for newborns, and so I have a lot of the little hearts just in different colors on hand, so if I'm working on the album I can just grab them and put them anywhere I want. And now we have the 2 flags that can go on the top of the pole, and just putting glue on both of the little labels, and then I will glue this one and then this one on the other side. Make sure that they line up nicely and line up nicely with the pole. It's really nice that the glue still gives a little bit of way. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Gives a little bit of way, so you can just really nicely adjust it. Make sure that the wording is on both sides the same. And here we go. Our mailbox, our chocolate mailbox is ready. So I hope you liked this project. I really love the designer series paper, the new designer series paper from my heart, which is in the new catalog. There's a beautiful suite and lots of inspiration in the catalog to see with the paper and the stamp set. They also have doilies and little cupcake holders. There's some gems. And here you see the stamp set, a lot of Valentine and heart thingies, and then the 2 punches, one scallop one and a regular one. And unfortunately they were not in time to show you, so I had to cut them out, and I don't I don't recommend that. It's a bit of a fuzzy cutting, but I prefer to have the punches. They come in a bundle with the stamp set, and if you buy everything, there's also one number, so you can buy the whole suite, and then you have everything from this suite. I hope you liked it. Please make sure that you visit all the other colleagues, the international colleagues, to see what kind of projects they made for Valentine or with the theme love. If you are in the Netherlands and you would like to order some products, I would be very happy if you would do that with me. But if you're in the UK or in Australia or in the US, Germany or France, just go to one of my colleagues who are in this hub as well and shop with them. thank you for watching. I hope to see you next month when we have another global monthly video hop with all our colleagues. All the videos of my colleagues are, the links are down below. All the measurements will be on my blog, which will also be down below this movie. I wish you a happy Valentine's Day and see you next month. Bye.